Sandals and shorts, and surf, and scuba, and sand, and sailing, and soccer. San Diego, California.
Season's greetings and welcome to another episode of Two Balls and a Mic, the 213 here in the 619. We're going to go ahead and get right to it. What are you doing?
Viva México!
Wow.
Viva
Why
México!
would you do that?
Ganamos México.
You've done 213 episodes. You know not to do that. And yet, the first thing you do. Viva Mexico! I
Viva
agree with the boy.
I do what I want.
Currently, I can also do what I want with the mute button. Season's greetings to everybody who is joining us. Currently live right now, Mexico is beating the USA's women's team in the Women's Gold Cup action. We've seen a couple games here at Snapdragon. We're going to talk about the attendance, the games, everything that's been happening here in that area, in that sphere. We're also going to go ahead and do the Call of the Sirens. It's our bi-monthly check-in with the Sirens, the San Diego Wave supporters, who we're working on a TIFO. We're going to have a special guest to go ahead and go into detail about that. And tomorrow, also, San Diego Wave reveals their home kits. I don't know if it's just the home kits, away kits, or general. We have some thoughts on that. You finally saw it.
I did.
So we're going to go ahead and engage in those conversations. Also, on the menu, we're going to tackle with SDFC. You good there?
Yeah, it's my audio.
Oh, okay. SDFC, the Chrome Mall Tour on Saturday in Santee. What that's going to look like. And we're also going to go ahead and start a segment where we check in with the sibling teams of SDFC, because that is an important component of what they're promising here in San Diego with the right to dream. We're going to touch on the MLS season. Messi League Soccer is in full force.
I knew you'd like that.
Yep, all kinds of seasons. And of course, everybody's favorite segment that we've recently rolled out, the Juego Bonito, goals, gaffes, and greats, that has one of these easy peasy lemon squeezy. So, all right, seasonings. Welcome to everybody who is here joining us. Thank you for having that. If you want an update with, if you're simulcasting the U.S. Mexico game right now, we'll keep you updated. We have boots on the ground, actually, per San Diego Football, literally in the stadium right now. And they were given a little bit of an interesting kind of brochure. It's not Miguel, it's our other partner in crime that will be revealed at a later time, actually.
Hey, Miguel.
But an interesting brochure that he was handed to actually earlier.
That was interesting.
2027 brochure that is pretty much the sales pitch for the Women's World Cup to be played in Mexico and the U.S. So we might get into that a little bit later in the episode. Maybe leave that for next week. Either way, everybody who has been supporting us has been fantastic. That's you. You're the first comment saying seasons.
I did.
Hello, Johnny. How are you doing? Seasons greetings, says Steve. I'm liking that the seasons greetings is really catching
procrastinating
up.
Puma is trying to be different now. Greetings, seasons. I don't think you like that.
Banned.
Sorry.
Seasons greetings to everybody in the chat. Papi Chow, everybody joining us on Twitter, Instagram. You can find everything that we do here, some pieces, some writing, a little bit of everything. It's going to be the center, the lifeblood, the pulse of soccer in San Diego. It's San Diego.Futbol. That's the name of the game. That's literally the website, San Diego.Futbol. Check everything out, our back catalog. We're going to go ahead and start with different podcasts as well. Speaking of different podcasts, we had two out of the ordinary kind of recording sessions, one of which was with Ryan at Young the Ryan, which we
what did we used to call it before?
It was San Diego.Futbol Weekly.
San Diego Football Weekly.
And
that's right.
And it wasn't weekly, and then we did like 1, 2, 3, and kind of didn't do much for a year. It was, I think, literally a year.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, for those of you who have followed us, that's actually where the breaking news dropped for SDFC, for an MLS team coming to San Diego. Where that wasn't even the biggest breaking news. It's whether or not Loyal were going to or not going to join that venture. Eventually turned out
was true.
Everything on those podcasts turned out to be true. So we welcome Ryan for a little bit of a different conversation, and I really enjoy just kind of sitting down and getting his takes on that. If you haven't had a chance to do that, I would suggest, we have a lot of time. Go ahead and check that out. We have links up on our socials of everything that went down there, just kind of a snippet. One that's done, Ryan. Oh wow, we've done a lot.
Yeah, we have. It's
I'm
been a
looking
busy week.
I'm looking at our feed, and yeah, no, it's been a nonstop week between
Very busy
this.
week.
I
think you shared it on Instagram.
I shared it on here too. Oh, here it is.
There it
Here
is.
we go. From what he told us, the Sirens actually called him Handsome Ryan, which I do not disagree with. Handsome fellow.
Handsome Ryan.
The teams, and I think, if we want to talk about SDFC first, I think I do give them a lot of credit for what they're doing now, because
we gave SDFC some credit. We gave them some credit.
We always give teams credit when it's due.
Yeah, 100%, and even when it's not. Oh my God, that's what I try. That's
I
literally
know,
try to
avoid.
Season's greetings to longtime watcher, listener, supporter Carl, famous from Brad's Barcata, for handing us a couple of cases of Recover.
Is it Recover 180 or just Recover?
Probably.
And then there's like an X on the R.
Recover
X organic hydration.
With this, how we're not sponsored yet.
It's delicious. It's pretty healthy. I would definitely recommend it.
Recover. Get it at your local Carl.
1 gram of sugar. So
I want about my grams of sugar. But
you sure are. Thank you, Procrastinating Puma, saying Ryan Young interview was great as usual.
Yeah, I know. Really good stuff.
It
was a 2-hour kind of event, and we covered everything from San Diego Wave to San Diego FC to the year starting.
A little bit of Loyal.
The year starting without San Diego Loyal. The calendar's coming over to March. How do you feel about that? What I will say is that if we do have some San Diego Wave fans, some Siren supporters, there are a couple of really interesting nuggets of information, some really good behind the scenes look and stories. One that featured Sierra Angie, Elise Bennett, whether or not Morgan's going to be a leader in this next year iteration. We're seeing Alex Morgan in the W Gold Cup.
Praising
look a little bit
youngsters,
different,
yeah.
Praising youngsters, wearing the 7, acting like a 7, playing like it. Seems like there's a different pep in her step. Even in talking to her in the post-match mix zone, it seems like it's a different year for Alex Morgan, and that can definitely lead to a lot of different avenues. Another little nugget that we dropped was also a roadcast.
Now, this is something that you've been wanting to do since we started.
Yeah, 4 years ago. Legitimately 4 years ago.
I think this is the only reason you started this. You wanted to do this.
I wanted to do a roadcast. And what a roadcast is literally taking a road trip or just driving somewhere and recording a podcast while we drive.
And talking about anything.
My logic is we're going to talk.
It's like a real conversation that we've been having.
Yeah, no, it's like
literally what this was. It was a legit conversation of what every day looks like for me and Tony.
The whole ride. And
there's a clip that we shared that it's literally
up until this latest garden.
Oh my God.
So they replaced Gamora, they replaced Black Widow in that sort of type of role.
Okay. Pretty cool.
And then my reaction is still smiling. Look up,
right.
Smile through the pain. All right.
Wait, es que hablas un chingo.
Thanks for that.
No, you talk so much. No te callas, güey.
I do not shut up. Yeah, no,
you
it's
don't.
fine. It's fine, but I'm glad that a lot of people actually enjoyed that. Taking that fun. Different approach in usually where we talk, and it got serious, it got political. People got to know you a little bit.
Yeah. Some people are
no strong politics. So if you go searching for it, it's not like I supported somebody or not. No, it's actually the dumbest, just overall politics.
It was fun to record. It was really cool that we got to do that, and we have the technology to be able to do that. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I think a lot of people are definitely enjoying it. Yeah, Mexico up against the US 1-0. Who saw that coming?
I mean, I think a lot of the U.S. team actually kind of saw the game right before theirs. Mexico beating Mexico beat the
Dominican Republic.
Very handedly, 8-0. And so I think they saw that, and it's like a bounce back. And it's a different Mexico that's playing here.
Let's dive into the Gold Cup.
Okay.
I mean, and that's the reason why we did the road trip to go watch the U.S. against Argentina. But
Mhm.
we're gonna start out with Wednesday, the first round of matches here at Snapdragon, where we got to see Colombia versus Panama and Brazil versus Puerto Rico. I'm not gonna lie, I expected a bigger turnout.
Yeah.
They didn't even announce the attendance for that Wednesday. And
They-
it was a low turnout in
Uh-huh.
LA the night before. It was a rainy Tuesday. It is the U.S. women's national team. It is Mexico. They had about 3,500 people for a Tuesday night. That's not bad. So we said, all right. Before the tournament started, we thought 7,000 to 8,000
Yeah,
maybe.
a lot of the projections that people had as far as like Snapdragon, as far as San Diego, was like, this market's hungry. This market wants to go and watch these games. Here, this game that you're watching here was the first match at Snapdragon. It ended up being a 6-0 Colombia victory, but 6-0, add an extra 0 to that 60, and that's about the number that I was given for attendance.
600.
About 600.
It was under 1,000.
100%.
For sure. And I mean, I guess it's policy to not announce it if it's under 1,000. But a lot of people were wondering, okay, why don't you just give away tickets? Do a lot of different giveaways. And we said, like give us tickets or anything like that. Just give them out.
I don't think it was marketed correctly, because actually I was speaking to a lot of people, and I don't know, people here who are listening here, who are in the live, kind of understand, like, they have a hand in the pulse for soccer in San Diego, and I don't think they knew that it wasn't just a final, that it wasn't just a semifinal.
That's true.
There was going to be some actual games, some group stages
Mhm.
located here in San Diego. But overall, like, it was a disappointing turnout in general for a decent tournament, because it's the first iteration of it. There, I believe, is a 4-year plan to keep this rolling out and grow it, and then they'll reevaluate to see, once they do a couple of these, if it's worth keeping.
And that's going to come down to the attendance, how many people are watching on the streams, how many people are actually tuning in. So it was disappointing to see that the San Diego soccer community didn't come out on a Wednesday to go watch this two games.
Is it on the San Diego soccer community? Like,
so at the end of the day, right? You say you're a big soccer fan.
Okay.
You're going to go support the teams that you like, that you support, that you root for, which is WAVE, the U.S. women's national team. For a lot of the people here in San Diego, WAVE averaged around 12 to 15,000 every single game in the season that they had at home.
Yeah.
These are fans that are there to watch WAVE or the U.S. women's national team. The Colombia versus the U.S. here at Snapdragon, the friendlies, I think they had around 15,000 fans. So it's not a matter of like they're not supporting the soccer. It's just it's not teams that the people here in San Diego want to go watch. And that's completely fair.
Yeah. But even then, like, the ticket deal is a decent one, right? Tickets were, the cheapest one you saw, I think, was $18.
If you bought two with fees, it runs you up for about $60 plus $35 in parking. You're talking about $100 for two people to go watch two games.
Yeah, and I think that's another deterrent too.
On
like,
a Tuesday where it's not even
Quincena,
wild, where people get paid.
It puts a lot of missed opportunities here, but essentially this game was just kind of like a preview into what was going to be happening. I know our buddy here, David, was there shooting the matches. He does great camera work. He's going to be featured as one of the photographers also for San Diego WAVE this season. He wants to see Chiva play.
If it was $20K per match, then cool. And Neo WAVE having around $20K per match.
Yeah, so this is an area of focus that they'll definitely have to take a look at. 600 or anywhere in the hundreds is not a good look for anybody. I was driving in there and there was more security guards than anything. And this is not a knock on either the play, the tournament itself. I think it's just a missed opportunity to really just have a community come out to make it look good too. I guess I get it. You need to make some money back, but how much money did you really make? Yeah. I think the rental of the venue is going to put you in the red. But in any case, the game was all right. The first one, at least. Colombia was definitely the most dominant here.
They showed that they could be a contender for the Gold Cup, and they definitely played like that. You saw players coming in the second half. You have different players. You saw the Real Madrid player, ¿cómo se llama? Caicedo, there you go. You can tell that she's just a difference maker. Yeah. And you saw it in the last game too, which we'll talk about. But Caicedo goes in and man, you can just tell she's much better than everyone else on that field.
And then this is that second game where Brazil was coming in, and I thought, okay, well, let's see what the second game looks like, right? Like it's after work, it's at 7. People are going to come out, they're going to fill the stands a little bit, and again, it did look a little bit better. This is actually not
That's
that
not
one.
it. That's not it. That looks
not it.
healthier.
That healthier is a very good way of saying that. This is actually what was seen on that Wednesday. Right here. So this is the second match. You see some overlap from the first match as well, but overall, still not the best turnout. And it's crazy to think that in a year, or not even in a year, like San Diego Wave's going to be filling that up in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
In a year, San Diego FC is going to start, and they're going to go ahead and sell out that stadium. But this is really kind of like an example of that. Nope, this is a possibility to have that little people in this big a venue. So let this be a warning for any team that wants to go ahead and play at Snapdragon that it's possible to have that low a turnout. Again, I was going through security during the media check-in, and I was just looking at them, and I was like, "Easy day today, guys." And they're like, "Yep, we love it." All the security guards, the one concession. At one point in between the Puerto Rico and this isn't it either. I'm talking about it.
No, yeah. But definitely,
you guys get the point.
Your point is the same thing.
No, at some point, I went to
Johnny
the pizza.
saying it looks like a Legion game at the Snap. And you know what? I think Legion, after security told me they draw about 2,000 to 3,000.
Yeah.
On a good day, that wasn't even near 1,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then those were the games that we had on Wednesday, and again, it was a good experience. The press conference was very different because we got to ask the Brazil coach a question in English. He has the translator on his ear.
Yeah.
Responds in Portuguese. You're nodding. You're understanding. You kind of understand.
I understand for the most part what he's saying.
I'm nodding out of like muscle memory in a press box. Like yeah. I was
looking at Casey Stoney look at you through the body and just like, did you really ask that? Well, here's the answer.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
I don't understand a single thing this guy's saying, and I'm like,
muito bem, obrigado. And again, it's if you're following the story of two balls in a mic, San Diego Football, the trajectory leads over into the World Cup. That's what we want to do. We want to go ahead and do coverage for that and get to watch and witness the World Cup in person. But these are the steps that are going to take us there. Like it's going to these matches, going and being accredited by the Gold Cup, is going and being seen, because what happens is, again, taking a little bit behind is once you have to get approved for the tournament
and then matches, and
then you have to show pretty much, hey, look, you have to send in proof that I've covered these matches. Here are the credentials here. Then they decide, okay, that's good enough. Okay, no. Okay, yes.
And it's like, once you're in, you're in.
And once you're in, you can be approved for the tournament, but then it's a battle between literally everybody else in the world, or different parts of the world, where you may not have a seat. And it's really take it.
And it's really a people game. Once you know the people that do the accreditation and all that, then they know who you are. They'll give you a seat. A lot of times you get a standing room press pass, which is, again, any type of coverage is good coverage.
Yeah,
and that's where we were on Friday. We got to travel up to LA.
Yeah, 100%.
Doing this roadcast, and we said, you know what, nice little road trip. We're gonna be up there all day. We're gonna watch 2 games. Hay que comer antes. We stopped by, ate a little burger before,
because we understood from our friend up in LA for the opening matchups at Dignity Health Park, and this is the part where, again, like, I don't want to come off as anything other than humble for the opportunity to be in these rooms. It's a learning experience. And from what I've learned is that there's different landing spots on the spectrum of catering for media. And, we saw it from San Diego Loyal at the beginning. They were giving vouchers for $15. Like, here you go.
And
you can go
stopped.
ahead. And that stopped at some point. And it's like, oh, if you're here, good luck. We might, you might end up with a water bottle at some point.
Yes.
If you ask nicely. Wave and SDSU, everything at Snapdragon has been phenomenal, phenomenal. And I think
some of the best that we've had in that credential in general.
Yeah, and that's a cool aspect of it, where you're sitting there, you're networking, you're talking with different people, and the food is great. It's a communal thing. The Gold Cup, this one at least, the Women's Gold Cup. Again, you see the revenue maybe not being there, but it was surprising to a lot of people up in LA when we weren't up there. It was them, and we got told and through via pictures like, so this is catering, and it's literally pretzels and
Like a little trail mix.
and the cookie.
We didn't even get cookies.
And no, we didn't get cookies, no, but and then Snapdragon had some guac and chips,
which
and
it's
hey,
good. Hey, I love a good guac
I
and chips.
will
man.
destroy some
Yeah.
guac and chips.
Well, we also had veggies.
You want to know something?
Yeah.
And to our friends who might be covering the game as well, who might see me around there, don't tell security. I'm gonna be trying to sneak in some limones for that guac, because that's what it needs. It needs some lemon.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
it does.
I can destroy a lot of guac, but at some point it's just like,
Good limoncito. You know what? Actually, on Wednesday, the chips had a little bit of a lemon taste. And
that's why you got to get the top, because they put it just like one dry lemon on the top.
And on Friday, no sabía nada limoncito, but yeah, no. So we drove up there. We're there to cover the Mexico game and then the U.S. against Argentina. So it was gonna be a good time. We saw Mexico. They destroyed. ¿Cuánto ganaron? 8-0?
Yeah, Mexico won 8-0 against the Dominican Republic, and that was fun. And that's fun where, again, like I think once during the Cameroon friendly, I've only seen the national anthem be played before a soccer match for Mexico. I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And I looked around, and I'm like, are people doing it? Are they not doing it? Are they doing this? And I was like, this, because again, in the press box, you have to be professional about it. Like, you can't like cheer, even though we've seen a lot of that actually. It's so interesting.
It's very interesting.
It's so interesting.
Who does cheer, who doesn't cheer, and you know what? It's funny because I was reacting to something, and you're like, "Oh," you text me, it's like, "Hey,"
I'm like, "Hey,
kind of
dude,
tone it down,
like,
dude. You're reacting too much."
No, and like your reaction was just like, "Oh, okay, good play."
And you told me tone it down.
Like, hey,
I took offense. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me right now?" Like, I'm not overreacting right now.
Let me find it. What did I text you? Like, I was legitimately mad at you, not mad at you, but just like.
So no, yeah. So and then we had and in front of us we had a row of staff from the U.S. women's national team, whether it's like social media staff, some like communication staff, and you told me I'll apologize if they celebrate a goal.
All right. So you celebrate. So it's not celebrate. You literally
this is literally, it's like me. It's a good play, and I'm like, ooh, damn, like that's a great play.
And then as soon as you do that, I text you. I'm like, I fear the boy is reacting too much to the game, boys. Yes.
No, it's okay to react to the game.
And then I send them a little heart emoji just to make sure, like, hey,
it's a friendly
thing. Hey,
I hate when you do that because I know I wasn't in the wrong.
But I'm like, I fear the boys.
I think I've been in more press boxes than you now.
Excuse you? Well, that doesn't mean shit.
Or
and then you're like, none, no kinds. That's a valid reaction. And I'm like, all right. And then I texted back, I will apologize when the gentleman
in front of us.
That's not what I said. When the people in front of us celebrate a US goal. And then and then it happened. And then he's like, you see? I'm like, oh, all right.
I'm waiting.
Oh,
I replied, I was like, I'm waiting.
All right. So here on a Monday, I want to go ahead and extend my apologies to the boy. All my seasonings are being greeted. My greetings are being seasoned. And I was in the wrong, and I do apologize for you overreacting and then somebody else overreacting more than you. So
yeah. Thank you.
All right. What do we have? David in here. Morgan is in. So that is the update that Alex Morgan is in. Number 7, AM7.
They don't want to win.
See, David says that he celebrates pitch side when he gets a good photo. And I think that's your game. Like 100%. You get to celebrate. I'm going to be looking for that now. Like whenever I see a fist bump by Edwin David. Yeah, hey, go. Yeah, you look, Chiba, go hang out with the photographers. We're always oohing and
It's
awing.
cold down there, man. It's super cold. There was a time when we were literally so excited to just be down on the field. I like the press box. You get to sit, you get some snacks, you talk to people, you watch the game.
I don't like the angle of the press box. Like, no,
I
so
love it.
that's
I love when it's at a corner
mhm.
because I mean, Dignity Health Sports Park, like we're in the middle,
Yeah, I love
but
that.
you can't see when they're literally coming too close to the
Well,
edge.
you got if you're in the front row, you got
Yeah, but I don't know. It is the best seats in the house for sure, but I do like it at an angle. That's how it is at the BMO. That's how it is at SoFi.
so
For the most part, they're
yeah.
usually like on a corner, and those are more of the newer stadiums when they're doing that.
Yeah. So game starts, Mexico ends, Paliza 8-0. US is going to play against Argentina. Very on paper, very
And we were
Yes.
excited because 3 wave players were starting.
yeah. So
We're gonna get to watch Jaden Shaw, Naomi
Mhm.
Girma, and Alex Morgan all starting. The only one that wasn't going to was gonna be Abby Dalcamper.
who is starting tonight here
Iban
against
perdiendo.
Mexico. But yeah, so that was going to be interesting to watch. And then Jaden Shaw does what Jaden Shaw has been doing.
So it's funny because we like to do predictions with whoever's sitting next to us or anything. ¿Cuánto le echas? What's the score gonna be for this
Mhm.
one? And Abraham, who was up there, said, "You know what? I'm thinking like a 4-0. No, like a 3-0. And I said, you know, I'm thinking more like a 6-0 or something like that. But Jaden Shaw's gonna score a brace." And he's like, I don't know about that. You know what? I don't know
about that, dog.
My girl Jaden Shaw does it in the first like 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, no, an impressive display. Alex Morgan also playing very well on that, getting herself an open play goal. None of this Penalix nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that game came and went. And so again, we've been in these mixed zones. We've been in these press conferences. Was the first time in this tournament that we're no. We were together at Snapdragon, but we were kind of having a better plan for this one. I went to the press conference with Twyla Kilgore, the interim head coach for the U.S. Women's National Team.
I went straight to the mix zone,
And-
just in case any players were to come out.
And then
It's always good to find like a decent spot in a mix zone, just because everyone gets bunched up and it's just a headache. Then you don't get a really good question or a good video out of it.
And so in the press conference before the mix zone, before the players come out, I asked Twyla, hey, like, first question, and again, it's all about these relationships. So I was looking over to the person who leads us for CONCACAF into the press zone, and we were just talking the whole time.
Oh wow!
Why?
There's no reason.
Why on Monday at 8:30 do you feel the need to do that? You're gonna wake up all the doggies. You're gonna wake wow. Like, it's gonna hurt their ears. It's gonna make me upset. And now we're back. So I asked because we were bunched up in the elevator going down, and I was, you know, kind of like face to face with this person uncomfortably, just like, I'm so sorry for being so close to you.
No way. Yo me pasé de la, like I was mean before going in the elevator.
What'd you say?
Like, we're gonna start walking in, and it's a big group. It's a big elevator, but
Yeah.
you start as soon as you walk in the elevator. I was like, oh.
That was good timing. But yeah, anyway, so I get the first question, and so I ask, hey, you know, Jaden had a great performance. She was everywhere tonight. She was on the score sheet. She was she even got herself written down in the book. What can you say about her performance tonight, and you know, what this means for the team overall? So here is the answer. Thank you, Abraham, for recording it.
I also just want to praise her defensive effort. This is really critical part of the game and something that we rely on all of our players for. And I thought she had a very, very complete performance. So those goals may be the icing on the cake, but lots of different things that I'm very, very pleased about. Yeah, super.
I mean, you didn't get in trouble or get her in trouble with your question.
Yeah, no.
Which
so,
is part of the reason why you told me go to the mix zone, boys.
yeah,
It's all good.
just your luck in mixed zones has not been the best. And so we waited after we requested, hey, can we get Jaden Shaw? I know you had a conversation prior saying, hey, like, San Diego Punto Football. We cover a lot of San Diego players. That's what we're here for. The gentleman is walking behind your pal,
Aaron
I-
Heifner.
Heifetz, but okay.
Heifetz. It's not like he's gonna watch this.
What if he does? What if he does? And he's
Sorry,
like, he's
Aaron.
watching.
I mispronounced your last name. English is my second language.
Yeah, you know what's happening right now in the Dignity Health Sports Park press box.
He's frustrated right now
Well,
because they're losing.
Yeah, and then right behind him, Abe is sitting playing two balls and a mic.
That'd
Just
be
out
cool.
loud.
That'd be really
Out
cool.
loud.
If he's like, "Hey, what are you watching there, pal?" Oh, these guys. These two guys.
That's a great way of describing us. Yeah, it's just two guys. But yeah, so we waited for Jade and Shaw to come out, and we got some time with her, and then we followed up with that question. I'm like, hey, Twilight just said this about you. What can you say? And then you followed up with another question as well.
Good evening. How are you? Congratulations on a fantastic performance tonight. We were actually talking with Coach Kilgore about how you were everywhere tonight. You were on the score sheet. You were even on the book, and she complimented your defensive effort today. Could you talk about how important that was for you to really get into that zone tonight for a great performance for you?
Yeah, obviously playing on both sides of the ball is really important to when you're playing on this team. That's something that I've really had to hone in on in training and just work on it, make it second nature, and ultimately the result came out better on the field. And I'm really happy that she actually said that and recognized the work on the defense.
Yeah, so before the roster was called up, I asked you if you were nervous, you were excited. You told me you were both, but now that you're in the team, you scored 2 goals in this game. How are you feeling now?
Just ready for more. I feel like I'm never going to be content. I mean, there's just more to learn from this game, from the game before, and there's more to build on going into the next game.
And how does it feel to be able to start with Alex, right? You both have that experience with Wave. How does that translate into the field for the U.S. national team now?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been able to really be on the field much together with the national team, so it's like really fun to play with her, not only with club but with country.
Perfect. Really appreciate it for San Diego. The entire city of San Diego thanks you, Jaden Shaw. And a lot of people are actually waiting for you to score. And come on big in this second half. I don't know if she's necessarily going to be in a prime position to do such a thing as she started on the bench. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye here. Still 1-0, 58th minute. Mexico versus the U.S. and it's a rivalry game. Everybody was saying it's a rivalry game, and that's something that's incredibly important for that. So then we come back the next day or 2 days after, because again, last week was wild.
By the way, we also talked to Alex. If you want to check that out on our Twitter, she just happened to praise the youngsters.
Oh,
which was very different. Which was different.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Very cool from Alex Morgan as well. She gets all these questions from so many media. Like everyone wanted to talk to Alex Morgan. I think we wanted to talk to Naomi Girma more.
Yeah.
And we didn't get a chance to because they put Lindsay Horan right in front of us. And everyone wants to talk to Horan.
Yeah.
Everyone. And we're like, damn it. Naomi Girma left because she thought she was done.
I was more excited to tell her, hey, San Diego Mojo's volleyball team won. How do you feel? When is that?
I tweeted it.
Did you?
I did.
Did you though?
I did.
Then why'd you delete it?
I did not delete it.
A ver, let me see it.
¿Y si lo encuentro?
Let me see it.
Okay.
Let me find it.
Ahorita lo encuentro.
Yeah, but that was a really good experience coming out. Driving back was not as entertaining. We did not record it. You fell asleep, and you are absolutely the worst co-pilot. Yeah, you are not a good co-pilot. Yeah, so here's Alex Morgan. Yeah, I found it, of course.
Yeah,
because the boy tweeted it. I knew she did. I knew you did. Here's Alex Morgan.
They went pro, a year and a half ago. So I think just like her growing as a player, both club and country is definitely part of it. And like the decision-making process and kind of the spatial awareness, and then also playing 90 minutes as well is huge. So I feel like, or it's a big step, I think, for someone who's 17, 18, 19 years old now, but 17 when she first started with this team. So it's just amazing to see just the growth that she's had in such a short period of time. And yeah, it's great, and especially in an Olympic year, like she's doing all the things she needs to do to keep her name there.
How do you think her and Olivia handle everything being a pro at such a young age?
I mean, way better than I probably would have at 16, 17. But yeah, they're getting ready. They're like, let's go.
That was so annoying.
But it's just really they're
For context, they were prepping for less than 24 hours from then to have Lionel Messi. So everybody was scrambling,
handling themselves like so professionally. Like I feel like when I talk to Jay, when I talk to Liv, like they don't seem like teenagers. They, you know, I could have conversations with them, you know, both about soccer and non-soccer things, and we are large age difference between myself and them. So just the fact that they come in here, they have confidence, they feel themselves truly like they belong. They are taking accountability and ownership on and off the field. It's very cool to see.
Everyone just talks over each other. It's like, Alex. I think mixed zones are my favorite thing to do when it comes to like media. I mean, press conferences are cool and all, but mixed zones is really just like, right, reporting 101, like trying to get your question in front of someone. Like there's no respect. There's no, it's a fair game. Like you just literally go at it and try to talk over everyone. And I think it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and do the call of the Sirens here in a couple of minutes. Waiting for our guests to log on, but a couple of last things here for the Women's Gold Cup. So we did come back to watch the Snapdragon side once again. So it had a very, very appealing matchup with
Colombia.
Brazil versus Colombia. But then it was Panama versus Puerto Rico.
First game. So the way Puerto Rico played against Brazil was very surprising to everyone. Puerto Rico made it as a preliminary team. So they didn't qualify directly into the tournament. So everyone thought, oh, Brazil, they're going to dominate. They're going to win 3-4-0 like all these other top teams are doing. Puerto Rico put up a fight. They were defending for their heart, like to get that point towards the end. And that's what the coach said. Like we, at one point, we really thought we were going to pull off the 1 point. Because, I mean, when you're a small team in a tournament like this, every point matters. And if you get a point out of a top contending team like Brazil, it's huge. It's a goal to even qualify into the quarterfinals. So that's kind of what you're hoping for. Brazil ended up getting a goal by Gabi Nunez that came in as a sub late in the second half. And, you know, it kind of crushed Puerto Rico a bit. But the coach was very proud of the performance still. So now come to this game. Everyone's expecting Puerto Rico to just be Panama.
Yeah.
And dominate. And Panama comes on strong, taking the lead and being up 1-0, getting a second goal, and then VAR getting in the way. VAR has gotten in the way a lot this tournament, and it's taken forever to figure things out, especially in this tournament. But that goal gets overruled. It was offsides. Puerto Rico ties it up close to like the last 20 minutes or so, even like the last 10 minutes, I think. Was it?
Yeah, no, it was.
Then at the end, in the 92nd, they added 5 minutes in extra time. Puerto Rico gets the win, the comeback win against Panama, securing 3 points, which are going to be huge when it comes to qualifying for the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so it's top 3 are the ones that make it to that.
It's the top 8 teams overall in the group stages, except if you're in 4th place. So it's the top 2 of each group and then the best 3rd place teams.
Yeah, and then this here give and go was enough to put them through. And then just to give some context, right? So after the initial Colombia versus Panama game, 6-0, the entire Panamanian team was distraught. They were emotional. They had just gotten beat 6-0. It's not a good place to be. And then they come back in this game and they hold lead for a good while. Yeah. There's a group of Panamanians next to where the section where the cove is, just having a blast. And I mean, we're hearing World Baseball Classic chants, and it's just a different atmosphere. And so it was really cool to see. But then to have them not only give the tie, you see the tie, you're like, okay, that's fine. But then they lose the game. It was really heartbreaking.
Well, for Puerto Rico, it's amazing, right? Yeah. It's a great story that even if they qualify to
their goalkeeper, Martinez, playing out of her mind.
I can see her getting a contract for an NWSL team, for a Liga MX team after this. She plays for an NWSL team, US. Oh What's
got
the
it.
league?
Get it.
What?
You got it.
USL Women's League.
There you go.
Oh my God! Loyal dies and I forget the league name.
Oh.
But yeah, so we got to watch that, and then the attendance at Snapdragon was a lot better for this Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, a testament to it being the weekend, to on paper more attractive, even an aesthetic value, right? The blue of Brazil versus the yellow of Colombia. Like it was just really, really vibrant. The atmosphere was great. Yeah, the Colombianos, yeah, the Brazilians with their flair. This Brazil kit was actually outstanding. The blue Brazil is my favorite kit.
It is. I know
ever.
it is.
But yeah, so Brazil started things off immediately here in the 5th minute, getting getting the goal, but eventually this kind of it dragged out in order for it to be a really good match. It was the most physical women's match I've ever seen. There were fouls, there were dirty tactics, there was everything in that match.
It was a very physical game.
It was a really fun game.
I think
to
it was
watch.
the most entertaining game of the Gold Cup so far.
100%, the most competitive, the most everything.
So it was very different for me because I got to enjoy this game from the stands. We got tickets.
Yeah.
I got to go down as a fan with my girlfriend, friends, and everything. And I'm telling you, people that they're not even fans of Colombia or anything. They're Mexican, but they're so passionate about the game.
Yeah.
Señores, así de like 60, 70-year-old like grandpas saying, pero ¿por qué la está pasando en medio? ¿Por qué la juegan en corto? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, heck yeah, this is what the game is about. It doesn't matter if it's a man playing, it's a woman playing. The passion is always there. But Brazil came with everything, man. And they held on to this lead. And every time Caicedo got the ball, you could tell that she was trying.
3 or 4 people.
You could tell she's the best player in that field, but she just didn't have the support. You can't just send her and hope for the best. You have to be able to support your best player. And Colombia just couldn't do it. And it was very disappointing to see them not playing up to their standards. But they ended up losing this game 1-0, and Brazil topped the group with 6 points. Waiting for more games tomorrow. Brazil have a chance to just go on top of the Group B. Colombia originally were the favorites to top that group. But just an update on Mexico-US. Mexico is still on top. 1-0.
Sounds good. And we'll check back in with that game. I know that overall people are kind of simulcasting here. So thank you to the Sirens for the upcoming segment. We're going to go ahead and bring in our guest here because this is a bi-monthly segment that we have. It's a little bit of a check-in with the San Diego Wave supporter group. We're going to go ahead and talk about TIFOs. We're going to talk about some uniforms, perhaps. I'm going to see if our guest has seen or has heard anything about the uniforms, but this is the segment that everybody loves. And we welcome to the call, as I will remove the extra us. Welcome on Troy Ford from the Sirens. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
We are doing
Awesome,
great.
man. Thank you for joining
I'm
us.
loving the production quality you got going on here.
Yeah, no, it's a work in progress. You know, the misclicks happen, but at the end of the day, it's still fun. Here, let me think on the fly. We'll just add a little bit of a background here.
Ooh, there you go.
There we go. I did a 2-hour
keep it on brand.
Exactly. Did a 2-hour San Diego Soccer podcast. No, I had a background, but I had to change it. But in any case, Troy, welcome. Could you just let the people know, get an insight as far as your position within the Sirens, and just anything about yourself here up the top?
Yeah. My name's Troy Ford. Pronouns are he, him. I've been with Sirens day -1. We started as a Facebook group that kind of grew relatively organically into something more official, and it's been a ride for sure, because I don't really come from a traditional supporters group background. I was a player. I didn't really spectate very much at all. And then we got ourselves a solid women's team, and the news just kept getting better and better with a great coach, great players. And then with the supporters group getting together and being so amazing, that really solidified it for me.
No, I love it.
I
And
love to
actually,
hear that, man.
I had a conversation. Sorry, and you
No,
can go ahead and
I
have the
love
first
when
question.
people say, I didn't watch the game that much, but I played it and I love playing it. So I mean, I love when people transition from being the player to becoming a fan of the game.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's actually the conversation that we had a little bit when I spoke with Troy over at Fair Play during
That
the
was
draft.
the draft party.
Yeah, the draft party, and just going back and reminiscing about when we both had knees.
Yeah, soccer is not the most sustainable sport, right? So after 3 ACLs, I decided to give it up and put my whole heart into supporting the game.
So I mean, we're gonna dive right into it, but there's a TIFO coming up for the
There
Sirens.
is. We're
Tell us a little bit more about it.
What do you want to know? It's going to happen.
I want to know everything, man.
Okay, let's start with the stadium. It's kind of challenging because you have to pull the tifo up by hand. There's no infrastructure for a pulley system that brings it up at a 45-degree angle or any of that stuff. You have to. It's coming up perpendicular, so the wind is hitting it, and every single time we do like 3 tests, and all the tests go terribly, and then maybe it's the adrenaline, I don't know what, but game time it goes up without an issue. This will be TIFO number 4. That is full size, I guess I would say. Anything, I think the cables are 36 feet wide, so the banners are about 40 feet wide, and then the largest one we did was 45 feet high. I think that was the first one we did when we had no idea what we were doing.
So you guys are really pioneers of Snapdragon in that space, because
Dude, I give props, dude. I don't know.
It's been a journey. It's been really fun. I actually I got an image link that I'll send you if you're willing and able. But
yeah,
I made a little projector system that allows us to take the artwork from a digital file and then basically panel by panel just stencil it with chalk or whatever we've got, and then everybody follows behind and paints it. So it's a really fun way to include a lot of people who may not necessarily think they're a painter.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I just requested access to the document.
Oh, okay.
So I can go ahead and show it. But again, like, you look at how giant these tifos have to be, and just the amount of hands that have to go into it.
I can barely draw stick figures on paper.
I can't stay within the lines.
Dude, I give you all of you props for that.
I come at it with an advantage. I'm a graphic designer, so that by itself helped a lot.
I love that.
Yeah,
100%. Let's see if I can. Ooh, this is great, actually.
Behind the scenes.
Throw that there. All right.
Yeah, so it's just a ladder on wheels with some turnbuckles to keep it from falling over, and a projector and a laptop, and we can make anything.
That is phenomenal.
That is so sick.
Yeah.
So in the building of this, so how long does it take to complete from start to finish finalized tifo? This
one's 20 foot by 40 foot, and we had 10 people with us, and we did it in 4 hours. So we're getting good at this, y'all. It's a lot of fun to go looking at season 1 and that playoff banner for September 17th to where we are now is just wild.
That is insane. And do you ever consult with other supporter groups? Because obviously the San Diego Loyal had some supporter groups and tifos of their own, or is this just an independent thing? This is going to be now you guys are the experts of Snapdragon. That's kind of what I wanted to lead to. Is it not the other way that they have to come and ask, hey, so like, I see that you guys have a couple successful tifos. What's that relationship kind of like, or being built out?
I think one of the first marketing events for SDFC, the Chavos were interested in some of the stuff we were doing. We've played soccer with them, at some tournaments and stuff like that. So they've been interested, and I think the answer to the question is we're always there to help. We're always there to support the game. We're always there to support San Diego, especially, and the local as well. They've definitely had a lot of influence on other art pieces, but we haven't collaborated yet.
yet.
I mean, so Troy, give us a little tease about it. Can we know what's on the tifo? Can we know the theme of it or anything in particular about it?
Thematically speaking, as an artist, like I try and keep everything pretty consistent throughout the season. So you've I'm gonna bury the lead a little bit. It's similar to the scarf on your wall.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, and it really just is. It's all good news these days, right? We won the Shield. You know, we're looking to start off celebrating, right? So, Vamos Wave.
Almost wave.
I love that.
Are you gonna be there tomorrow for the kid reveal?
I don't think I will be. Think my wife will.
Do you have any thoughts? Or okay, let's begin here. Have you?
It's total conspiracy theory on the Discord, y'all.
I'm sorry for have maybe contributed with a nugget of just emojis.
Yeah.
This might be right. This might not be right. Any thoughts on what you may want to see or may not want to see?
I know I've spoken to a few players, like the opportunities that we do get. They love the blue. They love the magenta. I know Sheridan especially loves her keeper kit, and so do I. I hope we've just got such a solid color palette. I don't know. You can make a mistake, sure, but I don't think they're going to.
And I think they dropped today the last teaser before they actually do the reveal, and you can kind of pause in moments here. And all right, so you have that white background, you have the pen-fed new sponsor there, very prominent.
Looks like the names are in pink.
Yeah, and do we see this as the away kit or the home kit?
I cannot.
You know?
Sorry, Troy. I can't say
either. I can't say.
Is it you can't say or you don't know?
No. We know.
I know. We know.
Oh.
We know, but we can't say until Wave decides.
Yeah.
Tricky.
So we've got to wait till tomorrow.
Absolutely. And one thing I will say is that everybody's gonna love it. Everybody
think so
will
too.
love it.
Yeah.
I wish that would have been the inaugural kit, because now we're talking about, you know, something really special getting cooked up with the main kits. I haven't said this actually into a microphone, but as far as what to look forward to, I saw it at Snapdragon, not the actual kit, but I saw what a good reference point is. And I know people are kind of piecing things together with like the sunset, like what's going on with that. The
there's a gradient.
The basketball jersey has a lot of those similar patterns and themes that this home kit will look like.
Okay. That's solid. That's good. I
Right?
like that.
Yeah. No, like I saw the basket because I saw it. I'm like,
It's the same vibe for sure.
I honestly got like concerned. I was like, is somebody wearing that out? And I saw the 23 on the back. I'm like, no, it's sleeveless. What am I talking about? But yeah,
it was cold yesterday. I don't know if you know, a basketball jersey is the way to go for a night game.
Oh, for sure.
No, but that's exciting. You know, you're going to be at the event tomorrow, Chiva.
Yes, I will.
So it's going to be excited to see just what the reaction is. But again, people are going to love it. I think the one other thing I could say is the design kind of look of it, like the pattern. Think iPhone Dynamic Island. If you know what that is, if you have a new iPhone, you know how like there's that little island on top right here.
Yeah,
that is also kind of a pattern in there. So if this is another conspiracy thread in the next few hours, there you go.
It's gratifying too. I mean, our jerseys were a challenge. I know how much effort goes into that. Seeing the blue collar on some of the kit reveal is amazing for me, because you know, we as supporters, we make choices in a vacuum. We don't necessarily get any heads up from the club, so it's nice to see some of the same.
And I'm looking at the store because that was a limited supply, right?
I just want to say Jaden Shaw just came in the game right now.
Breaking news.
All
right.
Yeah, I had to pull myself away from the game.
All right. I don't think, is there anything else that we can go ahead and plug in or talk about that you want to
I mean,
Sirens?
We had some other topics. Sirens are at the game in Carson. You know, we've got half a dozen people supporting both Mexico and US up there. come to the Gold Cup. You were talking about the attendance, right? We'll be tailgating for the U.S. games moving forward as well. We're changing tailgate lots as well, so we're moving to, I think Dave's going to kill me. Let's see, yellow lot from orange lot. It's going to be more accessible to both people coming in from the trolley and anybody else who needs additional accessibility, and we'll be arguably just as close to the stadium.
Awesome. That is wonderful. Good information there. Make sure you look for the colors, the sounds of the Sirens, because again, it is a great time, and everything that the Sirens do to add to the atmosphere at Snapdragon is incredible. And literally, that's the standard. The standard for Wave and supporters groups in Snapdragon is the Sirens. So I think it'd be of great import if I'm a supporter of other teams to, get in there, get in the fray, 100%. Jump in there, get a little crazy. Everything I like about the Cove, everybody's welcome, right, Troy?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely want to see all of you in the Cove, and we'll be happy to see you there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Troy, for your time. I will let you get back to watching U.S. Mexico. And is there anything else that we'd like to drop here on the episode for people to know?
Join our Discord. Become a member. We're a really vibrant and welcoming community, like we said, but we're also super active. Like today's game, if you're not able to attend the game, you can find us on Discord and share in that excitement. Also, become a member and come paint stuff with me. It's really fun.
I love it. It takes a village. It really takes a village. And the fact that you have a core group of people there already there is fantastic. So join the Sirens, join the movement, go fill up Snapdragon for a Gold Cup game, and really come together with this great sport of soccer. Troy, thank you for your time for the Sirens. I really appreciate you coming in.
Oh, thank you both as well.
Thank you, Troy.
All right. Thank you again. I really like these segments.
4 hours for a TIFO? Wow, that's impressive.
That's efficiency.
Like 20 by 40? Wow.
No, 100%.
All right, man. The U.S. is down 1-0.
Okay.
10 minutes left. It's the 80th minute. Mexico's about to put in 3 subs. My thing is, if you have the youngsters that are killing it and scoring the most goals in the team, why would you not start them?
This now becomes a issue for seeding. I don't believe. Actually, I don't think it does.
It would. It would make Mexico win the group and the U.S. go in as a second seed from Group B, meaning they would be either fourth and down. Like they wouldn't be a top 3 seed.
Okay, so we're looking here at the groups currently. So currently as it stands right now, right? So the U.S. is in first, Mexico second, Argentina, Dominican Republic. So what you're saying is that Mexico wins, then they take that spot right there.
The U.S. advances second place, and then Argentina, depending on what Puerto Rico can do tomorrow, or even Paraguay or Costa Rica. So it's up for grabs. I mean, the U.S. already qualified. That's for sure. They did it with the win on Friday. But I think someone put it in the comments. Procrastinating Puma. USA has an all-time record of 41-1. This could be the second U.S. women's national team loss against Mexico ever.
And that's the thing. Like Mexico really stepped it up from their first game of the Gold Cup and how they looked to now. And so I think that
really did.
Argentina game gave them a super boost of confidence. Some of the goals that they were scoring were fantastic, great team goals. They really dismantled Dominican Republic. So we'll see. We'll keep you updated here on there. Why did it take so long to put in Shaw? I don't know.
That's a Twyla question.
I wish I was there.
Correspondent may be able to ask that.
Yeah, we will ask on behalf of San Diego and you, Procrastinating Puma. Hey, what's going on? All right. So thank you again for the call of the Sirens here, Tom Ford, for joining us, and for the Sirens for wanting to keep this segment going. And I really appreciate the graphic that they came up and just sharing. It really is really cool to have as many people come in and join this community of San Diego Punto Futbol. So with that, the Coachella Invitational. So San Diego Wave over in Coachella with 2 preseason, Bay City and Portland. Bay City being the first one. I mean,
they won that one.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about it a little bit with Ryan, I believe.
Yeah, no, we talked about it a little bit, but at the same time, that's one of the things where I think that's much to do of nothing because it's the first game for both teams. It's the first ever preseason game for Bay City. And at the end of the day, this is not the teams that you're going to be facing here in actual competition. It's good to see it out. From what we're hearing is that Elise Bennett is going to be a really good player in this team, a leader. And the good question that Ryan posted is like, well, what type of leadership does this team need? What type of leadership will Alex Morgan have? And it sounds like just on the eye test that there's a lot more physicality and just fieriness in the club. And that's something that this team has always needed, right? Mm-hmm. You have poor Kelsey Turnbow retired because of how much punishment she was given day in, day out in these games. You had Korniak, who would go in with a soft tackle but still get carded because of her size. But nobody ever really came up and hey, what's going on? Let me be the captain and talk to the referee about this. Like, that's not okay. Yeah, they would get into it here and there, but you have to really have that fire and spark to go and discuss with the referee, like, hey, no, that's not okay. Or go give the other opponent a little shove, like, hey, get up, or just pick them up. Like, that's it's a give and take.
As physical as it needs to get, the best example we got of this was at Snapdragon. On Saturday with Colombia, Brazil. That's the most women's soccer game I've ever seen. The most physical women's soccer game I've ever seen. I've seen men's soccer, like fights or everything like that. Never seen that, but this game was physical for sure. And then San Diego Wave also played Portland Thorns and lost 2-1 in that game. Again, the squads were rotating a lot. I know for the game against Bay F City, our good friend Johnny Richardson was out there and asked like about Mackenzie Doniak playing left back and whatnot, right? So it's questions like that. I think also when it comes to San Diego Wave, you see Casey Stoney there. Which, Tony, you wanted to announce something. I'm going to let you do it because I'm a jinx.
So we have some breaking news. And for those who are staying here after the call of the Sirens or here because you watched Two Balls at a Mic, what happened, sir?
Casi metió un golazo Mexico.
Mexico almost went up 2-0. All right. Keeping up those updates. But yeah, so we will it's as of right now, it's scheduled. It's in the agenda. All links have been sent. It is a green light.
I thought you mentioned it already. Go ahead.
Pay attention.
Go ahead. I'm watching.
Yeah. So let's. After taking the air out of the sails, Casey Stoney, head coach for San Diego Wave, is slated to make her first appearance here on San Diego Punto Futbol with an interview later on this week, and we hope that it's going to be a really good discussion, a footy discussion, X's and O's. She really enjoys that. So hopefully that's going to be coming up here later on this week. It's booked. It's written down with pen. It's permanent. Hopefully everything goes right. But again, Casey Stoney on San Diego Punto Futbol coming up later this week. People are watching and simulcasting, and I really appreciate that. Procrastinating Puma, we got Jeff Abramovitz, the Mexico US game. It seems like Mexico's kind of doing a little bit of classic time wasting, and that's just playing smart. That's just being really smart. Hey, 18th Battalion, ¿qué onda, vato?
¿Qué onda?
I actually try to link 18th Battalion because at the Poway Chrome Ball tour, I actually had a discussion. I interjected in the conversation they were having with somebody else about just sensory stuff at stadiums and just how it's important to have that because sometimes it's way too loud. The flashing lights. I know last year they stopped the flashing lights whenever somebody scored. But overall, I linked them over and said, hey, like I know the Sirens already have a task force. They talk about this. They are engaged with it. So. Really hope they made that connection. Just linking things together because at the end of the day, everybody has to know and speak Snapdragon. Both San Diego FC, San Diego Wave. San Diego Wave right now has the people in there, the fans, the supporters who know the lay of the land. They know what's up. They know up even down to the security of it. But yeah, so let's see what. Oh, so with Bay FC, that's going to be Bay FC and Portland. Those are the two matches. We'll hear from Casey Stoney from what San Diego Wave provided here.
Brilliant. We've wanted for nothing. The field's been fantastic. The staff here have looked after us brilliantly, and the fact that we've been able to play 2 NWSL opposition. Pre-season isn't easy to get games, so to have a tournament like this is a must, and hopefully we can get more teams to come here, and we can do it every year.
And I think that's why she liked the Challenge Cup. It's a preseason tournament.
Last
year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it ended up turning into a disaster with the Challenge Cup. It was just tragic. The Challenge Cup is still a thing. Now it's the is it
Community Shield. Oh, ese güey, qué pedo.
Sorry, got in the way.
Tranqui. Miguel.
He's fine. No, but it's going to be a good opportunity here to really have some important game time minutes and see the formation of what you're going to be encountering in the league coming up this season, and then give those looks without internationals, because that's going to end up happening as well. You're not going to have your internationals from time in to time out. 5 minutes, and this match is about to end because that's the stoppage time. We're going to go ahead and just kind of take you through the motions. In the last 5 minutes, I mean, you have it here, right?
I think we can play audio live, right?
Can we?
I'm pretty sure we can play
All right.
audio live.
Link me. Let's see.
You have to log in through mine.
Oh boy, how are we gonna do this then? What's the master plan from the boy? Because we can't stream it. We can't say, here you go.
I linked you.
Yo, you linked me? The boy linked me?
You.
Oh, look at that. Ooh.
Goal again.
Who scored?
I think Mexico scored.
Mexico scored?
Dagger.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mine's a little behind than everyone.
Let's see. Oh, what a goal.
Qué golazo.
What a goal. Wow. So that is Mayra Pelayo here in the 90th +2, number 20. What a goal. Wow. And this is a U.S. team that...
And where does she play?
Chivas.
Perrona. Cholas.
Oh, she's at Las Cholas.
Yeah.
Wow. That is incredible. And this is a U.S. team that isn't not just... They're playing for something, not just the Gold Cup. They're playing for a position in the 18 Olympic roster, right? The Olympics only have 18 slots as opposed to the World Cup having 23. So this is something that is really important for some of these players, because this is a make it or break it situation. And they ended it. The score bug says that there's 3 minutes, but they said that they added 5.
It's not like they're going to score 2 in 2
minutes. It's not like it's going to score 2 in 2 minutes, but that's just
not professional.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw Paul say that it was going to be 5 minutes, and
it said 5 minutes on there. But wow, Mexico with the biggest upset in this tournament's history.
Wow.
In its short history, this is the biggest upset, and probably the biggest upset that'll ever happen. So now the question goes.
No, you know what I'm laughing at? It's Jeff Abramovich's comment.
Ouch. 2-0. There you go.
Look at that.
2-0. I love it. So now goes the question with Twyla. If you have young players like Moultrie, Jaden Shaw, getting braces into one game, why would you not play them in this important games like this?
I think it was a matter of them thinking that
there's no reason why rotations should be a thing in games like this. Yeah, you have a solid team, but why keep rotating? I'm a strong believer that you need to have your set 11.
Twyla likes that.
And that's why she's not going to stay as a coach.
Well, there is a better coaches coming in.
100%.
She's been doing good. She's been doing all right.
Twyla with that team,
Twyla didn't lose the World Cup.
How hard is it to do good with the team of stars like that? It shouldn't be that hard.
I mean,
that is Insane.
It's a different version, but look at the San Diego Sockers. How hard is it to not lose against a team like Kansas City? Okay. Yeah, so that's good for Mexico. Congratulations, Mexico. US, I think that's going to be a hard look. I'm very interested to see what content our boy Abraham will have for us in that post-match mix zone and post-match press conference. But all right. I think the last thing is tomorrow, jersey reveal. We talked about a little bit with Troy, what to look forward to. If you put my pieces together, I think you can have a very good idea of what this is.
Once you see the jersey, you're gonna be like,
I
see what he totally meant. I see what Tony meant.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Group A for the Women's Gold Cup is set. Mexico first place with 7 points. U.S. in second place with 6 points. Argentina with 4 points. Group B is defined tomorrow. Brazil is in first place with 6 points. Colombia with 3. Puerto Rico also with 3. Colombia and Puerto Rico will face each other tomorrow. So that will be
there is something to play for.
There is absolutely something to play for. If it's a tie, Puerto Rico can very much advance as a third place team. Puerto Rico has to go at least for that tie. Colombia has the tie, has the win. Brazil's pretty much already in. Then you have Canada, who's just dominating in Group C with 10 goals in favor, 0 against, keeping 2 clean sheets back to back.
You know why?
Caitlin Sheridan.
I was going to do it, but you ruined it.
She didn't play the first game.
I know she did.
Did she play the second game?
Caitlin Sheridan.
She sure did.
Shut up.
But Paraguay and Costa Rica also have a chance. So it's up for grabs. Argentina is still waiting for the results to see if they will advance as one of the teams going in third place. But the Gold Cup, it's a tight race so far, which, I mean,
it's been fun.
It's fun.
It's
cool.
been fun. Even the games that are 6-0, it's been fun to watch.
There you go. That's why the U.S. lost. Girma didn't start.
Yeah, no, they missed. They definitely missed Girma. I think that's what Paul said right there. Yep, miss Girma. Sad face. Well, that's what happens when you underestimate Mexico.
100%. We got Mexico covered.
Yeah, no, I don't. It's interesting, like, because there's the people who are like, oh, I am a Mexican men's national supporter. Pero le voy a the U.S. women's national team. Like, I don't know if that's allowed. I don't know if that's okay. Are you that guy?
I am not a fan of. The only international team I'm a fan of is Selección Mexicana.
Yeah. So that means the women too. The women's team.
Sure. I will root for them against anyone else.
Okay.
If it's the U.S. women's national team, I'll root for them if it's not Mexico. But anytime Mexico plays the U.S. when it comes to soccer, I automatically root for Mexico.
I like that. All right. So changing gears real quick, over to some SDFC stuff. San Diego Football Club, el Fútbol Club de San Diego,
Otro Chrome Ball Tour,
is continuing the Chrome Ball Tour here in Santee.
This is the first time they do signups, right, Tony? That you're able to sign up a team. I wonder how's that going.
Yeah, so actually that's something that we shared because, being part of the Chrome Ball Tour and seeing how fun it is.
I had people reach out to me. It's like, hey, I want to play. Like, how do I do it? And I was like, hey, well, Santee's the first time they're taking signups. So
I don't know. I don't know if that's because they don't have enough teams, enough players, but they are doing a little bit differently. They do have this little graphic from a local artist as well. Somebody was like, oh, yeah, they're like, love how SDFC artists use now closed Santee drive-in / swap meet closing in the June 24th. Next up they'll use, and then there was other comments that got into it. But look, it's iconic there. So that's going to be that. We shared this because, again, we want more people to be able to enjoy what we enjoyed out there with what SDFC has planned. So what they do have planned, and we'll share this right now, right here, is Chrome Ball Tour in Santee Towns in the Town Center Park East on March 2nd, starting at 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Enter your team for a Santee Chrome Ball Tour. And then you got the location right there. You called it the
Sportsplex is right next to it. I think they're using like the lot right by it, but it's in that area as well.
Yeah, so it's in that area. And so if you follow one of these links, let's check out one of these links actually. Let's see. It'll take you here to the men's 11v11 open division sign-up. San Diego FC hosting the 4th Chrome Ball Tour stop at March 2nd. There will be 8 open team spots in the men's 11v11 division. Each team will be made up of at least 11 players with a maximum of 18 players. Fill out the form below to register your team. Every player must sign waivers before participating. Sign-ups will run as first come, first serve.
Oh.
I don't know if it means that because this tweet is still up, is that they're still looking for people. But yeah, it's just as easy as here. Like you could just go and say, Panfilo
Olivares.
Olivares.
I don't know why I said Olivares.
Who has Mary J. Blige at AOL.com.
Player 2.
This is only registering your whole team. Okay, I'm not gonna make a whole team up. Okay, I'll make
But it's just first and last name, right? ¿Quién es tu defensa? ¿Quién es el portero?
Seymour. But
yeah, so I think it's a knockout tournament, and it's gonna be
that's so dumb.
A one and done type of tournament, 11-11. I don't know how long the halves are gonna be in this tournament. I don't think they've specifically said. I'm pretty sure they
45. Let it run. Let it run, bro.
It's not gonna be 45.
Let it run, man.
That'd be cool. I can see them doing like 20 or 30-minute halves.
Yeah, I mean they've
if
had
it's from
different
10 to 6. Say you start right at 10. An hour each game, hour and a half each game. You're playing. It's 8 teams, so that means it's quarterfinals.
Did I say it on here last time that they don't let them? They don't keep the little trophy.
Yeah, you did. They don't keep it. They don't keep the NWSL shield.
I'm not gonna lie. I may have
25-minute halves.
Okay, 25-minute halves. Just 10 minute
5-minute break.
Just 5 minutes more than we had in the indoor tournament. But yeah, no, that should be fine. I'm interested if they're gonna go because they'll probably yield a lot of ties. So if they go directly to penalties,
I think they would go directly to penalties.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I would assume so.
So here's the lay of the land here. You got DJ, who's probably gonna be ¿cómo se llama? Oh my God,
Beto
Perez, which actually, so I was walking my way downtown, in Coronado actually to go to a San Diego Mojo volleyball event the day after their victory, and it was in Coronado. I was walking down, and then me and my girl, you just hear like, ¿cómo dijo? Like, hey, ¿qué están haciendo? ¿Qué están haciendo? And I'm like, and like we're both like, you know, not necessarily not trusting, but we're just like give the stink eye of like, who the
¿Quién se atreve a decir?
Who is speaking that way to me? Excuse me. I'm walking at Coronado. Excuse me. And it's Beto. He's like riding his bike and he stops to have a little conversation. He's like, yeah, I got told like Hugo Sanchez lives in that house. I'm like, yeah, he does in that one. But yeah, so just a little bit of running. He'll probably be running the 1s and 2s. But yeah, knockout tournament, as Paul says, 25-minute halves. I declined the invitation to keep playing because, obviously it was a good experience, got the inside information on how it runs. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. But I could not walk for the next 2 days. And so just based on health and the fact that I have to play in the media game as well.
Sad I'm going to miss that.
You got to make a business decision.
Yeah, I'm going to miss it. Oh, well. No, yeah, I'm going to miss it.
Don't miss it. Come on. You're going to be in town.
Miss it.
You're in town.
My flight so here's the thing. I thought the 10th was a Saturday. I land back in San Diego from Portland on the 10th at 2 p.m. That means I have 2 options. I can rush and make the Gold Cup final, or I can rush and go to Pechanga Arena and be in the media halftime game.
You can do both.
No, it's at the same time.
Nah, you can do both. It's fine. Play a half. Well, I mean, it's only a 15-minute halftime. But yeah, so SDFC Chrome Ball Tour, Santee, check it out. We're also going to go ahead and be covering some Cholos action on Wednesday if everything goes right. I sent the email. Have we heard back? Have we heard back?
I have not heard.
Hopefully, we'll be covering that match. Maybe get some insight on Brandon, who's coming down from Monterey. into his home
Monterrey.
area. I know there's a couple pages I saw that obviously terrible San Diego
Well,
FC
he played
memes.
for Cholos. I think he started with Cholos
Yeah.
before he went to the MLS.
Yeah, but terrible San Diego FC memes has been posting like potential players, and he was one of them. There's another SDFC in Portuguese or Brazil, who also has a series like that. But yeah, it'd be interesting to kind of pick his brain if allowed about that. Next week, we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a wrap up of MLS and everything that's been happening. Messi League Soccer. That's gonna
that's gonna be the
obviously
segment. That Messi League Soccer.
Yeah, it's gonna be Messi League Soccer. Stay tuned for that next week. We're starting that next week. And just a little last second check in on everything that's happening over in SDFC land is. Oh, I get to use it. That's right. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There he is.
There it is.
Orange County had a preseason match as well in Coachella featuring San Diego FC's first signing ever, Duran Ferri, which launches us into
An early shot for Duran Ferri.
Here's a chance, and it's denied by Ferri.
the dumbest thing ever.
Oh my god, you're so proud of it. Yeah, Duran played all 90 minutes in this game.
Yeah, Duran played all 90 minutes, kept a clean sheet.
Was it a 3-0 win?
I believe so. And that's always good, a good showing, not letting a goal in.
We know when it comes to USL or some teams in particular, when it comes to preseason, they don't like to share too much. And I mean, we didn't get a lot from OC, but we did have other people letting us know of what happened. Duran got the starting job, and there's a chance he becomes for that game. But there's a good chance if he had a good performance in a preseason game, there's a chance he could be a rotating starter, if not the main starter.
Yeah, and that's going to be really interesting just to kind of keep an eye on, because it's incumbent of him. It's in his best interest to really push through and be the best that he can be and show out and potentially have a chance to start in the MLS team when SDFC does begin, right? Like, they want to be this academy team. They want to go ahead and be the change that they want to see in the league as a whole. Starting at an 18, 19-year-old goalkeeper might, turn some heads. Come on. Why are you sending me a security code? It's my own account.
Okay.
Because I wanted to get did you get the actual info from that match? Because again, what we were told is that from this match, I don't have it here. I can just pull it up on my phone.
You sure can.
But yeah, so Duran Ferri is doing very well. He didn't start the second match of preseason over in Coachella Valley for them. So OC is going to go to Phoenix to play Rising on Saturday, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and be starting Shetler, who is the other goalkeeper in there. Honestly, right now they're determining who's going to get the starting spot. It'll probably be Shetler, and if he has a couple of poor showings, that's going to be a window for Duran to really come in into that fray. And so Duran having 4 saves, 2 catches from crosses. He played well out the back. That's the Nate Miller DNA. Nate Miller, who is too busy stopping Lionel Messi, sent him a text message and said, "Hey, congratulations! Isn't that crazy?" And yeah, so that was a cool little moment that we saw earlier in the MLS. But for that, it's been a short segment, and we'll find out more. But this has been
An early shot for Duran Ferri.
Here's a chance, and it's denied by Ferri.
One thing about this is that I have different AI generated bodies of goalkeepers.
Oh,
I'm just going to switch his little
funny. And
little face on there.
That's what it landed in. I like it. I love it.
100%. But all right. The last thing is,
before we move on from,
we're not.
No, we're not. We have
one more.
Yeah,
SDFC-ish
FC
related.
Northland.
Oh,
right?
yeah. You mean this?
FC Northland.
Northland.
We gonna be keeping tabs on them, keeping a close eye, because the way they play, is what we gotten so far of what we should expect from SDFC in 2025.
Exactly.
We're a year away from seeing the first type of soccer from SDFC officially in the MLS, with the season starting pretty much this weekend. FC Northland is sitting 4th place right now in the Superliga. They just lost today against Copenhagen 2-0. Copenhagen, a team playing against Manchester City in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Obviously, a top-tier team in this league.
Mm-hmm.
For FC Northland to be in 4th place, kind of is proving your point a bit, Tony, where academy-based teams are not there to win championships.
Yeah.
You're there to produce products for top teams.
Yeah, and again, like I will always lead with, if this is a way that's going to revolutionize soccer in the U.S. through the academy system and FC Northland and Right to Dream.
My thing is, how is it going to revolutionize it?
I don't know how.
Are you going to be producing players and just shipping them off to MLS teams?
Yes, or Europe, and I think that's kind of like the best case scenario. Obviously, is get a player from here locally in San Diego and just develop them enough for them to go and land, maybe in FC Northland, right? And maybe again, that's the conversation that we have. Like, is FC Northland the bee's knees? Any European team okay with you, or is then that going to be the platform for a bigger European team, right? So you start in the MLS and the Right to Dream. You're a 15, 16, 17-year-old. You play well at the age of 18. You get sent to FC Northland. You play well there for a couple of years. At 22, then you're a revelation. You get then sold out to.
I mean, that's one way. Another way I can see is Alfonso Davis playing
That
in
too.
the USL, then playing in the, I think it was Vancouver, right? Whitecaps, and then getting shipped off to Bayern Munich. Rumored to go to Real Madrid now.
Yeah, and so, that that's a natural progression, and it's a USL product. Crazy to have seen that. But overall, just kind of we'll be checking in with FC Northland here, giving 2 goals, 1 in a set piece, both headers on a rebound there.
Milowski wasn't even on the bench in this game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and again, that's another big kind of thing to take care of. Pay attention to, right? Like those players abroad, who's getting hyped up. In the article that we posted for Duran Ferry, at the end of that, you can find the little nugget of our sourced information of who the second signing is, and so maybe you can have an idea and just start watching their style of play.
He started that game.
Yeah, 100%.
So we can say the name, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Marcos Ingvartsen.
Yeah, so that's typically, I believe, he's number 7. Nice stuff.
Yeah, he's number 7. Yes.
Nice title. There he goes. But yeah, so involved the ball was right in front of him and the ball crossed. But either way, that's going to be something to look forward to. There's going to be a segment where we'll pay attention to the sibling clubs of SDFC. Actually, talking about them is not the only thing that they have over on Right to Dream. Right to Dream also has a Egyptian club that just got promoted into the 2nd division. That's a Tut official. That's FC Tut or Tut FC. Tut FC. And yes, that is King Tut. That is King Tutankhamun, one of the most overrated pharaohs of all time. That's just a fact, because I could tell you many. But if you want to have a good rabbit hole, go look at Queen Hatshepsut.
Man, it's almost like it's Right to Dream is so proud of lower division soccer. You would think this team would partner up with the lower division team when everything was starting.
I mean, that would have been nice. Wouldn't it be nice? But yeah, so that's kind of what they have there, and that's going to be it for the sibling check-in here. Cool first name. I agree. All right, that has been. And this episode is going to be a huge test, because we've shown CONCACAF, we've shown
Paramount Plus
highlights.
I mean, we just had audio.
We had audio of that. That was a live game. That's not going to be. That'll be fine.
Soccer Star Wars night Friday seems like a perfect match for us. 18 Battalion saying.
Yeah, so actually, we'll check in real quick with that. Soccer Star Wars night this Friday. They're going to be having the Star Wars. Hey, no, I just had 2 hours of soccer's overtime. 18th Battalion. Where were you? Here, no. Okay, here.
Oh, no,
I can. Hey, these people pay me. All right.
Yeah, not
they
me.
They pay to keep these lights on. They pay to keep the internet on. If there's no internet, Chiva, there's no two balls and a mic. There's no Santiago Punto Football.
I'll break the streak.
Yeah, so if you want to just take a look, I can share what the Star Wars kits are going to be like right there. Look at that. It's the Yoda this time.
I liked last year's better.
Oh my god, you're such a hater.
The Darth Maul one was freaking sick.
Well, you don't know what the goalkeeper one looks like, so making sure that to be there. So make your way down to Pachanga Arena mañana for the match against the Empire Strikers. Empire Strikers, who are bringing the one and only, the legendary, the man who can't stop scoring. He scored in every single match in his USL career, Marquito Fabian. And if you go, you can go ahead and also get some boomstick lifesavers. They're going to have some boomstick lightsaber giveaway.
So cool.
They're going to be auctioning off these kits. Yes, I will be there, 18th Battalion, because I do the commentary and the color commentary for every home match.
Works.
Along with the great and legendary Craig Elston. You can find him on 97.3.
Neta, dijiste USL career? Marco Fabian. I thought I heard that too. I was like, what? Are you MASL?
Look, bro, you don't know. He's going to do so well in the MASL that he's going to transcend and go back out to the outdoor game.
No.
But yeah, that's awesome. I saw the poster, 18th Battalion. Thank you for that. We will be there. Say hi. We will be there doing commentary up in the top. Not us, not you.
Not me.
Not you. Get out of here.
I don't work for them.
Okay. You're muted now. Okay, I wanted to tell Craig. All right, so our last segment for tonight is going to be a segment that everybody's really enjoyed, and I really enjoyed, and it's going to be El Juego Bonito. Goals, gaffes, and greats. And so in this segment, we kind of cover exactly what it says: goals, gaffes, and greats. We were looking for some goals last week. We had Alejandro Guido's cousin or little nephew with a hat trick, and when his goal with the bicycle kick was fantastic.
He was goal and great.
He was the goal and the great. So it's possible to have that. All right, Chiva. So link me through these. Is this the goal?
That is going to be the goal of the week.
Look at that. So the goal of the week.
So okay, we had two. The first one that we said, you know what? We haven't had too many amazing goals. Let's see if something happens in one of these Gold Cup games today. We had the first one from Mexico, which I was like, okay, that's good. And now we had the second one to seal it off, and it was just a banger. I think it's been the goal of the season so far.
Yeah.
The tournament.
El regate from outside of the box having, oh my God, that's a disgusting goal.
De La Chola herself scoring a banger to seal it off against the U.S., securing first place. That is why this is the goal of the week. Today counts as the week.
Today is the week. I agree with you.
Yeah, to seal it off. Talk about timing, giving us that goal
Thank
of the
you.
week.
Thank you for that, Mexico. Thank you.
That's the one we're missing.
All right.
So yeah,
what do we have?
The great.
Yes.
I went with Jaden Shaw for the great.
Yeah.
Getting a start in the second game, getting a brace against Argentina, just playing great, getting praise from Twyla, getting subbed on now, making an impact in that team at such a young age. I would have really loved to see her and Mia together in this Gold Cup. Sadly, Mia got hurt, but the great for me this week is Jaden Shaw, just scoring that brace, playing great. I don't know if you have anyone else you want to shout out for great of the week, but Jaden Shaw just absolutely deserves this one.
No, I completely agree with you. Jaden Shaw did an absolute great job here. I believe it's the first time a teenager scores in back-to-back. What was it?
Teenagers score in back-to-back game, three games in a row, scoring 2 or more goals since 1991. So it's been over 30-something years since that happened, but they just did that.
So Jaden Shaw is our great of the week. Who is? Let's see if anybody else. Scarlett's replacement. Yeah, Scarlett's replacement. Yeah, I mean it's fine. I don't know if Scarlett would have done that in that situation, but either way, it's a fantastic goal. Gaff.
You sent me a goal from MLS.
Where did I send it to you?
You sent it to me, I think, on Instagram.
Let's see. I hope I did.
Might have been from your personal though. That's the
Send
thing.
it, please.
Let me find it.
But yeah, so if you know anybody who scores a fantastic goal, either high school level, I know that FCFC was taking the gimmick of 619 Soccer and posting local soccer highlights and really keeping in the know. Thank you, 619 Soccer, for being here. But that is something that we want in this segment. If you have a goal, if you scored a goal, somebody scored a goal, that's fantastic. Go ahead and send it over. It could potentially win goal of the week.
Can I send it to San Diego Football?
Yeah,
Instagram?
you can send it, or you can yeah.
I just DM'd it to the San Diego Football.
Oh yeah, did you? All right, so let me look that up. Ugh.
Okay, hold on. I think I can get it instead.
Viva la loca. I think I got it. You think he's got it? Oh, hey, too good. Oh, what is this?
El madrazo. Te pasas de lanza, compa.
I love that, actually.
Did you get it?
No, I'm too busy laughing here. No, I didn't get it.
Okay.
Brandon Al-Assad, the half of the great conglomerate here in soccer, Esteban Toscano and Brandon make a great team. You can find them doing some great challenges, doing some ASMR work on the pitch. Did you send it yet?
It's sending. It's a video you sent me. Let me see if I can just airdrop it.
Yeah, no. The last thing I sent you from, actually, I sent myself this. I saw a San Antonio house for $2,225. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at what buys you. It's a beautiful house.
That is a nice house.
Look at that. Nice kitchen. All for $222,995. 4 beds, 2.5 bath. But then I looked up what my position earns in that state and in that county, and it's about a $10 difference. I'm like, oh, makes sense.
I got it. I presented it. It's on there. It's on StreamYard.
It's on StreamYard. The boy is presenting.
That's the gaff you sent.
God damn it. I forgot about that.
This is MLS action. Messi. Big soccer.
This is what Messi has to deal with. So, yeah. League Cup, Conca Champion, CONCACAF Champions League. Philadelphia Union versus Deportivo Saprissa, the Costa Rican team, home of the great Luis Michel at once. Goalkeeper for Chivas.
That's right. That's the gap you gave me. I had a different gap in mind.
What did you have?
My gap is just the Women's Gold Cup attendance at Snapdragon Stadium.
Womp womp.
I think it has been bad. Granted, I do think if the U.S. makes the semifinals or even the championship game,
it's going to be packed.
It's going to break record. It's going to be over 20,000 fans for sure.
100%. No, it's definitely going to be.
It has to.
Yeah, it has to break attendance records. It's going to set attendance records at some point. At some point, the attendance at Snapdragon during one of these games was the record-breaking Snapdragon Gold Cup attendance record. So, not a high bar, but either way, that's going to be the gaff, is the attendance for the Gold Cup. This one was painful just to watch once again. But either way, thank you for everybody who participated. And you know what, Brandon and Esma, if you guys score bangers on your videos, send them. I know you guys do all the time. You actually just uploaded one today.
Also, if you guys know anyone that may want some tickets for tomorrow's Gold Cup games, hit me up, hit Tony up. We have some tickets we can give away. So go ahead and let us know if you're interested in attending. I definitely recommend trawling there. The parking is $35.
Yeah, 100%. So hit us up for tickets. We'll get you covered. And one ticket gets you for both games. So make sure you support that local soccer scene. Free tickets here at San Diego from San Diego Football directly to you. So once again, hit us up on the DMs if you want Gold Cup tickets for tomorrow's matchups. And this has been the segment that everybody loves of goals, greats, and gaffes. Goals, gaffes, and greats. El juego bonito. And yeah, I think just with that, I think we are at a good place, right?
Yeah, you need to sleep.
I am absolutely tired.
Yeah, you need to get some rest.
I clicked the wrong song. That's Season's greetings.
Thank you for everyone listening, going through this episode.
Instagram, Twitter, San Diego Football.
Shout out to Mexico.
Mexico winning 2-0, 2-0.
Check out the website, San Diego Football. You know where it's at. Tony, Viva Mexico, cabrones. Anything else you want to throw out there?
Check us out later on this week if we do have Casey Stoney. Casey Stoney will probably make an appearance. Hopefully,
If you're there at the Wave kid reveal party at Adams Theater, I'll be there.
Be a
Say
friend.
hi.
Be a friend. Tell a friend. Subscribe. Send the Open the Football. Follow. Tell somebody, hey, you guys are pretty cool. Or not. Just watch for the car crash that sometimes happens here. Hats off to Mexico. 100% salutations to everybody. Check out everybody and everything. San Diego Soccer.
You okay,
related.
buddy?
Okay. He's fine. He's fine.
Ouch.
Then
you.
San Diego
Thank you guys for
Football
watching.
forever. Bye.